Hello, welcome to my GCSE Film Studies tips video. My name's Simon Page. I'm going to endeavour to try and do this quickly enough to get it into 3 minutes. So I've done a 10-minute and a 7-minute version so far. So there is a reminder of the component 1 of the exam. Okay, I'm going to allow you to pause this whenever you want to so you can dwell. That's component 2. That's the coursework, worth slightly less marks than each of the exams. Mr. Bradley's working on script writing and filmmaking with each of you. Now, the mock that we do in February, I'm speaking in the end of January 2023. We haven't done Little Miss Sunshine, as it says there. So we're just doing section A in the mock, which is just the 3 questions on Singing in the Rain in Greece. Component 2, we can do all of component 2, so the full 90 minutes, 70 marks, so the opportunity to experience a full hour-and-a-half exam with all of the questions from the 3 films that we studied in year 10. There's my general advice. I'm not going to read through it because the last time I did that, I ended up with a 10-minute video. So you can dwell on that in your own leisure. What I am going to do is move forward to show you where you can find things on Google Classroom to help you with your revision. Because it's quite difficult to go back over dated posts to find what you're looking for, I've set up a post called Revision, All Slideshows and Handouts, right towards the top of Google Classroom. If you click on it, you will find that there are links there to all the PowerPoints and handouts for each of the films that we've studied. And one which the arrow is pointing to there, which just has the fact sheets and knowledge organisers almost exclusively for the 5 films that we've studied so far. So there, for example, is the fact sheet, the 3rd one across on Totsi. The 2nd one across is a knowledge organizer on Totsi, and we've got knowledge organizers now for most of the films. And there are a couple of other, or 3 other sets of material that I've used at various points that are useful and I've drawn from. But the 2 main ones, or the 2 sort of middle ones there in the top row, the knowledge organizer and the fact sheet, that's what the knowledge organizer looks like. So you can see that it's nicely structured, but full of content. One of the things Mr. Bradley and I would both want to emphasize that you spend some time doing in your revision is looking at the key sequences for each film. So the 2, 3, or maybe 4 sequences that we've highlighted and allowed you to use to hopefully talk about the film more generally, but specifically talk about those 4 key elements there, as you can see. So I'm suggesting that what might be time well spent would be to go back to the opening sequence of Skyfall here and remind yourself what you would be able to say about each of those key elements in terms of how they help to shape meaning and response. Just here, as you pursue it through, the sequences from each of the films as a reminder that we've actually looked at. Skyfall, Slumdog, Totsi, Singing in the Rain. Only a couple of sequences so far and one really in detail, but you should be able to find that the question I set you in the exam in the mock will allow you certainly to draw on the You Were Meant for Me sequence. Likewise, at this point, really only looked at Summer Nights in Greece, but certainly that will be sufficient for you to be able to write an answer to the questions that you get asked in the mock. Past papers I've also put onto Google Classroom, which you should be able to find 4 for each component there, component 1, component 2. There have been 4 different past papers from 2019, 2020, 21, 22. If we look at component 1 there is what a section A looks like. That's the kind of way in which a section A is structured. That's what you'll be doing in the first of the mock questions. Not that specific one, but very much that kind of thing. I'm going to finish by quickly showing you a reminder of what can be found on the EDUCAS website, the exam board. The blended learning that's being drawn attention to there by that arrow is the material I've set you recently for homework, which I think you will have found and hopefully experienced as not only useful, but really quite enjoyable. And I'm going to leave you finally with a few thoughts from the beginning of the specification that kind of contextualize, why we do film studies. If you pause on that and have a little read, I will finish by saying thank you very much for doing the course and pursuing it and persisting with it and engaging with it in the way that you have done, which is wonderfully. And if it wasn't for you doing it, we wouldn't be able to enjoy the experience of teaching it. But more importantly than that, good luck and all the best with the exam you'll be doing shortly.